What's up? How you guys doing? Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? So listen, last night was the premiere of Big Brother. So I'm gonna just say for me, last night was a really good episode. Even though there are a couple of things that I have an issue with that we'll get to it when we get to it, but I thought it was a really good premiere. I did. Um I like I like the fact that, and I know they've been doing this for the last couple of seasons, that nobody actually got voted off. I hated those seasons where somebody actually got voted off in the very first episode. I feel like people should at least get one night in the damn house. You know what I mean? I didn't like it. I remember one year they did that, and the black lady went home, and I felt some kind of way about that. But anyway, Abby said, I need this recap because I didn't watch it when the next one came on. Huh? I didn't watch it when the next... Are you saying when does the next one come on? Sunday. The next episode is tomorrow night. Linda said, I was confused. Of all the people they bring back, we go... Linda, listen. We are going to get to that. Okay? You called the special house guest. Yeah, well, we knew that. Yeah, we talked about that in our preview half pin. We knew they were, well, I can say we knew. It was strongly rumored that there was, no, actually we knew. We knew there was going to be a 17th. We talked about that. We talked about that when we did our panel, that we knew there was going to be a 17th guest. So we already did a video where we went through each guest. So I'm not going to go through that again. I'm not going to go through each person again. What I will say, though, is seeing their introductions did make me sort of second guess a little bit, maybe my fantasy team. But I'm good because, honestly, in my starting lineup, 2 out of the 3 that I had in my starting lineup, yeah, they have been dropping clues. They have been, well, yeah. We talked about Rachel being one of the people too. We didn't know, but we definitely, yeah, Rachel was definitely one of the ones that was rumored. Again, we're gonna get to that. So I'm glad you figured it out, Halfpan. I'm glad you figured out the clues. So they have the first group of, like I said, I'm not gonna go through each person. Although I think we called it right about Amy the other night when we did our panel. None of us were feeling Amy, and Amy is already on my nerves. Amy was on my nerves the first 5 minutes that they went into the house. I think we may have underestimated the farm girl because she has literally traveled the world. I think we thought we were going to like sort of pigeonhole her into, oh, you're from, South Dakota. You've never been anywhere. But she has literally traveled the world and been a little bit of everywhere. So I kind of think our first impression of her was a little off. But I still don't, that doesn't necessarily mean she's going to last. That don't mean that she's going to make any waves. It doesn't mean she's going to win HOHs and stuff like that. But I think her worldview is going to be different than what we thought it was going to be. So the people go into the house, the first set of people go into the house and they do all of the things, they're running around the house. They're looking, ooh, it's great. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here. Y'all know how they do. But then we see that there's a countdown over in the corner. So I said, so we know immediately that they have 10 minutes because the countdown was for 10 minutes. So we literally have 10 minutes, right? I think Vince is suspect. He looks like he's wearing a costume. Oh, with the mustache. Yeah, I can see that. Is Amy the black girl with the blonde? No, that's Mikey. Yeah, she got on my nerves from the word go. So then we had the second group go in, and again, they're doing the same thing. Ooh, oh my gosh. Hey. Now, I noticed that Mikey was flirting with the rodeo guy, the professional bull rider. I noticed she was flirting with him a little bit. Vince, I could see Vince being suspect. I can see Vince being suspect One, because yes, that mustache does look fake. And two, he's way too proud to be a deadbeat. Like, it's one thing to be unemployed. It's something else to be comfortable being unemployed and being an adult. Like, he was like, yeah, I spend my days playing ping pong, riding my bike, and juggling. Sir, your day should be filled with Indeed.com. What's some other way? All them other websites, LinkedIn, all of those other. Your day should be filled with updating resumes, pounding the pavement. Like, you can go work part-time somewhere and do something. That was very off-putting to me that he was so comfortable in his situation. But that's neither here nor there. Hey Jay, you here? Jay, I gotta call you. I might be your way soon, so I gotta hit you up. So, I didn't realize that Ashley was a DC homegirl. She went to Georgetown. She went to Georgetown Law, but I don't know. I still probably wouldn't have chosen her. I don't know. Okay. So the second set of people come in, and we still see the countdown. We find out that there's a hidden bedroom. So that's how you kind of know what we're dealing with this year with the house, that, one of the bedrooms was hidden, because they were like, it's got to be another bedroom. I mean, there was not enough beds. And then they literally find a hidden bedroom. So I think Vince is an undercover millionaire. Anything that comes out about Vince, I wouldn't be surprised about, because I definitely think there's a question mark over him. It just seems too, like I said, just way too comfortable for me. So Julie comes in, she's calling all of the house guests to the, and she's doing her whole introduction, welcome house guests, this is the summer, this is the house, how you like the house. And then when the clock hits 0, it goes dark. And of course we have these night vision, everybody's like, what? Oh my gosh, what's what? And then the lights come back on. Oh, there's this HOH relic that comes up missing. And then Julie Chen is missing, and it's just her shoe sitting in the middle of the studio, right? And the thing is, I've been kidnapped. Y'all have to find me. For the house guest who, completes the task, the top 2 house guests that complete the task, there'll be a special prize for you, right? A special power, I think she said, something like that. So the first thing that threw me off was when we get to the end of this and they say somebody helped us do this and we got to figure out who the person is that helped us do it. The thing is, I literally saw the relic just get turned down. Like, you saw the relic was like, it was like a pop-up, and so nobody did it. Like, nobody stole the relic. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm being too literal. Maybe I'm digging too deep, but I was like, if you wanted us to really get into this whole, somebody helped set this up and there's a spy among you, or there's somebody among you that's trying to mess up the stuff, then, I don't know. It was weird. But anyway, so they had to divide into 2 groups. So the first group, they, right, Abby, we're not paying no ransom. So the first group, they had to complete a puzzle that made a bridge. Once they crossed the bridge, then they had to listen to the clues at each door. And whoever got the right clue, Julie was behind that door, right? So then the second group, they had to identify the correct relic. Like, they had a room full of relics, and they were clues to which relic was the right one. And the more people that got it wrong, the more clues were revealed. So then basically when it got down to the last 2 people, the right relic was revealed. You just had to find it in the room, right? So the gamer, y'all know it's going to take me a minute to learn these people's names. The gamer was like, I know everybody's going to think that I want to win everything because I'm a gamer, and I don't. So she claimed she wasn't even trying to win, which I could understand that strategy, but we're going to get to that strategy in a minute. We're going to get back around to that in a minute. So the first person that, well, let me get to my notes because y'all know I'll be remembering these people's names. So Zach won the first group. Now let me tell you about the situation with Zach. Zach won the first group. However, what's his name, y'all? Adrian actually pretty much set it up for Zach to win. Because what happened was Adrian built his bridge first. So he was the first one to get to the other side and to start listening to the clues. So there were like 4 doors at the bottom and 4 doors at the top. So Adrian had started at the first door and had worked his way down. By the time Zach got on the other side of the bridge, Zach was like, oh, well, Adrian's already listened to the first 4 doors and none of those clues must be right. So I'm going to just go upstairs. I ain't going to worry about the doors that are downstairs. I'm going to start upstairs. And literally, like, the first door that Zach went to was the right door. And I kind of felt bad a little bit for Adrian because I was like, damn, Adrian actually did all the work for you. Because basically, by process of elimination, you went from having a 1 out of 8 chance to a 1 out of 4 chance. And Adrian was still, he barely had made it up the steps before you got to the right door. So I kind of felt a little bit bad for Adrian because I was like, Zach sort of like, but he didn't steal it. Like, he didn't do anything wrong, but it was just like, you know, but he didn't do anything wrong. And actually, it was really, really smart. Like, honestly, what he did was smart as hell because that was like process of elimination. Like, oh, if you already listened to those 4, I'm going to trust your judgment that none of those clues are right. Because it could have backfired because what if Adrian passed the right one? It could have just as easily backfired. But his process of elimination, I thought was very, very interesting. Oh, put a pin in that. Catherine isn't who I thought she was either. Catherine is like the one, you know, like the blonde white girl that I think everybody thought was going to be like the little stereotypical blonde white girl looking for a showman. It's going to be cute. I don't know about that, y'all. Catherine had a rough life. You know, she said she basically raised herself. She said she identifies as a feminist and she don't need a man for nothing. I don't know. I think we might have underestimated Catherine. Again, that doesn't mean she's going to win. That doesn't mean that's going to take her far in the game. But she's not who I think people thought she was. Okay. So the second group of people, again, Jimmy did a good job. Jimmy is the political strategist from DC. Jimmy actually is one of the federal workers that just recently lost his job thanks to you know who. So I thought that was interesting that he worked for the federal government and he just recently became unemployed. So when he calls himself a political strategist, I feel like that's something he's doing since he's lost his job, which isn't a bad thing because that's better than Vince, who said, oh, I'm just going to juggle, because he probably has severance money. You know what I mean? Like, he could afford to chill out for a couple of months because the federal employees that got fired, most of them walked away with some sort of a package. So anyway, neither here nor there. Okay, so Jimmy actually hung back and he waited for a lot of the other people to get it wrong. So once again, by the time he went to pick up his relic, really all he had to do was find the right relic because all the clues had been revealed and he knew exactly which one he was looking for. Also, I don't know how I feel about Mikey. I thought I was going to really like Mikey. Mikey ain't really doing it for me, y'all. Mikey really ain't doing it for me. But anyway. So we find out that we get back to the house, you know, and of course Julie's like, thank you so much for saving me. So Zach won $10,000, which I thought was interesting that Zach won $10,000. He didn't win a power. I thought that was interesting because they normally don't do that. Normally, you know, it's still early in the game. They're normally given these powers that people have to figure out, you know. The second, Jimmy actually won a power. So here's the power that Jimmy won. So they brought back the BB arena. Hey Jay, what's up, boo? I was saying I need to hit you up because I'm gonna probably be your way soon. So So they're going to do the Big Brother arena. They said it's permanent this season. So every week, the head of household will nominate 3 people, and all 3 of those people will get to battle, and whoever wins the battle gets off the block, and then it's left to the other 2. So Jimmy, the power that he has is only 4 people are going to compete for the first HOH, not the whole house, but he gets to choose which 4. Here is my first problem that I'm having with this cast. And this is an issue that I'm starting to have with Big Brother all across the board, right? Mikey, what I say, Mickey? I'm sorry, y'all, Mikey. I keep saying Mickey, Mikey. So ever since, and I know y'all are going to be like, oh my gosh, for real. I feel like ever since that first All-Star season when, not Dr. Will, but Dr. Will's best friend, I forget his name now, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Ever since he let it be known that he did not want to win anything, that he literally threw every competition. He didn't want to be HOH because he didn't want that blood on his hands so he could stay under the radar. I feel like ever since he ended up winning that first season by doing that, everybody wants to play that I'm going to hang back, I don't want any blood on my hands game. And I don't like it. It's the very first HOH. You mean to tell me that Jimmy, so they gave Jimmy time to basically talk to the house and find out who wanted to be HOH and who didn't. I mean, who wanted to play for HOH. And he literally went around the house and Mike Boogie, thank you, Happen, Mike Boogie. And literally half the people that went around the house were like, oh, I don't want to play. No, I don't want to be HOH. Oh, no, I don't want to play. I don't want to play. I don't want to be HOH. Let me tell you something. If it's me, if I'm Jimmy, those are all the people I'm putting on the block. If I went HOH, those are all the people. That's why, yeah, Mickey is the black girl. The black girl with the dreads. I thought I said her name right, but I'm sorry. Now listen, those are the people I'm putting on the block. Everybody that I asked, and they were like, no, I don't want to play for HOH. That's who I'm putting on the block. And to be honest, when it's time for me to give my explanation for why I put you on the block, I'm going to say, well, because I came here to win. And when I gave you the opportunity to compete for HOH, you didn't want to be HOH. So I figured you could fight to stay in the house. That would be it. And if that put blood on my hands, oh, well, that just put blood on my hands. Because what are you here for? What you here for? And I understand some people say, well, that's the strategy. That could be somebody's strategy. Sure, that could be somebody's strategy. But I'm saying for me, I would be like, I'm playing for HOH. And I like what Jimmy did. The people that did agree to be HOH, that to compete for HOH, not be HOH. The people that did agree to compete for HOH were like, listen, if I win HOH, I won't put you on the block. And vice versa. And that's the deal I would make with those 4 people or 3 other people. I'd be like, listen, for the people that I put on the block, let's just keep each other safe this week. Like, you're willing to compete. So even if you don't win, I mean, obviously it's Big Brother. Nothing is set in stone, but I'm saying that would be my mindset going into the week. Now, obviously, somebody can do something stupid during the week. Somebody can, make a dumb play, and I'll be like, oh, well, you put the target on your back. I had to do it. But outside of something like egregious happening, that's what I would have done. What's up, JB? Hey, boo. That's what I would have done. I'd have been like, listen, for the 4 of us, we're going to keep each other safe this week. We're off limits. It's going to be anybody else out there because nobody else wanted to fucking compete. That's me. That's my first issue. So you said Ashley had to throw it. Why did Ashley have to throw it? Terrell, tell me why Ashley had to throw it, because I don't know why she had to throw it. Now, what I found interesting was that Ashley said, I don't want to win. I would have even said, yes, I'll compete, but no, I don't really want to win. Like, I'm okay with that. But I would have never told the person. That's just me, y'all. That's just me. So, now Ashley did say at first she didn't really want to win HOH, but then later on she was like, I really want to win HOH. I'm like, girl, what happened in the last 15 minutes? Because at the beginning, You said you didn't want to win HOH. Now it's, I really do want to win HOH. Girl, I need you to make up your mind. She's too smart. Okay. So, but again, I'm okay with somebody saying I was okay with actually saying to Jimmy, yeah, I want to compete, and then saying, I don't really want to win. I'm okay with that. But the people that were just straight up like, no, I don't want to compete. Girl, what you here for? So, Vince actually wins HOH. Vince wins the HOH. They all get called back to the couch. And we find out that there's going to be a 17th house guest. And again, we all knew there was going to be a 17th house guest. We debated about who it was going to be. Rachel's name was one of the names that came up. Halfpin said that they had figured it out. Now, listen, here's my issue. First of all, I'm not the person, like, I'm not that person that loves Rachel. I respect Rachel. Rachel is a hell of a game player. I respect Rachel. Rachel annoys the entire fuck out of me. And in that 10 minutes that Rachel was on last night's episode, Rachel annoyed me. Me and JB don't never like the same people. Me and JB don't ever like the same people. That is hilarious to me. Before I get to this last part about Rachel, let me say this too. Two more people that I had that my opinion, that my two more people that I was wrong. My first opinion was a little different. Is Aurora, the girl from New York, the flower girl. Yeah, I think she's gonna get on my nerves too. And I thought I was gonna like her because she was like a New Yorker. I thought she was gonna bring sort of like that New Yorker kind of swag. No, she gonna get on my nerves. And I think I got her on my team, and I feel like I need to get rid of her. First HOH sets the tone. Also, they get to know everyone more intimate through the one-on-one chats and the HOH. Yeah, I mean, it's just me, especially when you're telling me it's only 4 of us that get to compete. Oh, hell yeah. I got a 1 out of 4 chance. And then, like I said, I'm in a great position to bargain with the other people. Like, listen, it's only 4 of us playing. Let's protect each other. At least for the first week, we're going to protect each other. Like, but anyway. The other one, what's his name? Hold on. Let me find his name. Because I don't have his name written down. I should have wrote his name down. Hold on. Let me find his name. What's his name? Dang nabbit. Hold on. Hold on. Lord, maybe nobody picked this person. I'm trying to look at the different teams and see who picked this person. Damn. I don't think anybody picked this person on their team. All right, I might have to just look it up online and find the person's name. Zay. Child, Swaggy is living in Dubai, living his best life. Him and Bailey just moved into a beautiful home in Dubai with their 2 kids. Baby, Swaggy ain't thinking about no damn Big Brother. I mean, I don't know all that Swaggy does, but they live a beautiful life, and I ain't mad about it. Now, listen, let me say this. That Zay guy, don't tell El Teddy what I'm about to say. That includes you, Cajun. Don't tell El Teddy what I'm about to say. I think El Teddy might have been right about him. I want to believe. It's not that I didn't want to believe it, but I feel like people always want to try to make somebody a homosexual. So after seeing his little introduction package, I'm questioning. I am questioning. He was a Mormon. He said that he's been dating more. He didn't say he was dating women. He was a college cheerleader. That doesn't make him gay. I'm just saying. I don't know. Anyway, moving right along. Moving right along. Rachel comes back into the house. Let me tell y'all something. And I know they're not going to do it. And I'm going to be honest. A part of me thinks that production isn't going to let it happen. But even if production were going to let it happen, they're not going to do it. Because they're too fucking starstruck. Let me explain something. Jimmy was the only person that was not starstruck. Jimmy was the only person that was like, oh no. Like, this ain't a good thing. Baby, when I tell you that Rachel ass would be on that block, and no, I'm not playing no backdoor. No, I'm not. No. You mean to tell me that, see, like I said, all of them are so starstruck. Oh my gosh, it's Rachel. They're going to forget they're playing a game, and they're going to forget how dangerous Rachel ass is. Now, do I think that it's an automatic thing that Rachel is going to play a great game? No. I think there's probably a level of arrogance that she's coming into the house with. There's probably a level of, there's probably certain things. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. If I'm HOH, Rachel is a target. Now, I may not come at her from the front. But yeah, I agree. I'm gonna change my mind about that. You probably would have to backdoor her, but she's definitely on my radar. I promise you. If I'm HOH, she is my target. I don't give a damn about none of the rest of y'all. I might have to put some, and I'm not telling nobody either. I ain't telling nobody. You're just a pawn. Because I'm really trying to get Rachel. And I know we're playing the game, y'all. I know it's a TV show. So I understand they have to play the game. But I'm saying in my head, baby, I would keep that thing close to the vest. I don't know none of these people well enough to trust them with that yet. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to put up 3 of the people that did not. I'm going to put up 3 of the people that did not want to compete for HOH. I will work with Rachel. She's a great target. Right now, she's not, because everybody's starstruck. She ain't a target right now. She'll be a target in about 2 weeks. After a couple of people go home, then they might be like, oh shit, let her win a couple of competitions. But right now, they're like, oh my gosh, right? Like, they're all starstruck. And this is just my opinion, y'all. This is just my opinion. The other thing is, yeah, I would probably put up 3 of the people that didn't want to be HOH, that didn't want to compete for HOH. And then between the power of veto, if somebody took themselves off the block, Rachel going on the block. And I ain't telling nobody. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to talk the talk. I'm going to be like, yeah, oh, wow, yeah, okay. I ain't telling nobody shit. Everybody will be blindsided. Nobody see that coming because Rachel is too dangerous. And again, right now, she's got fans. She has fans in that house. So you don't know these people well enough. You don't have an alliance with nobody that you can trust. So I wouldn't tell anybody because I would be worried that they would run back to try to get brownie points with Rachel and go back and tell Rachel. And now I do have the target on my back. Now I am public enemy because now Rachel's got the whole week to work the room against me because I'm HOH. So you can't do shit with me this week. But now she got a whole week to work the room against me. Nah. It's like Siri. Yeah. Siri. I know you're saying, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say nothing. But yeah, Rachel should be at the very least, Rachel should be on the block. She may be able to play power veto and get herself off the block or battle it out in the BB arena. But I promise you, she gonna see that block if it's me. If it's me, The other thing I wanted to say was I just lost it that quick. It was something else I was going to say. Oh, so then we find out that there is a saboteur among the group. So now they have to figure out who the saboteur is. And if they can figure out who the saboteur is, then of course they get them out the house, and that's one less person to compete. The BB Arena is back. They don't call it the Big B Arena, but it's the same thing. I mean, they're not calling it the BB Arena, but it's the same thing. You get the play back in. And they said it's permanent this season. So I guess it's permanent until like the last couple of weeks, I guess. So you think it's Morgan? I don't know who it is, to be honest with you guys. But I don't know if I like that. I feel like it's too much at one time going on. I don't know. So now I got to worry about Rachel. And now I got to worry about who the saboteur is. And we still ain't even did nominations for a head of household. It's a lot. And I'm not on Twitter anymore because I followed a bunch of Twitter accounts that let you know what was going on in the house because I don't really be watching the feeds, but I can keep up. But I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I'm gonna have to see if any of those people are on Blue Sky. See if any Big Brother accounts on Blue Sky that I can follow along. You would want Rachel in the BB Arena. I don't know where Rachel, I'm not putting Rachel on that pedestal. Like, I understand that she's definitely one of the best players to play the game, but it's also 10 years later. And she's also had, she's 10 years older. And like, I'm not putting Rachel there. Like, I get it. She's definitely a competitor, but I'm not going to make her invincible until she shows me she's invincible. You know what I mean? It's been 10 years since she's been on Big Brother. Like, people get older, things change. So I don't know. I'm not putting her on that pedestal. Yeah, it's called the BB Blockbuster. Yeah. So I wouldn't put her on the block, but I would definitely backdoor her. And if she plays herself back in, then she just play herself back in. Then hopefully within the next week, I'll build an alliance. I'll build some people that, that I'm comfortable with. But I'm just telling you me now. If that means I go home the second week, I won't be the first person who was the first HOA to go home. When was her last time on The Amazing Race? Probably about 4 or 5 seasons ago. I can't do it in years, but I think she was on the season before that COVID season. Because remember the season that started right before COVID, they had to suspend the race. And then they came back like 8 months later and finished the season. I think she was the season before that. So let's say it's been about 5 or 6 years since she's been on The Amazing Race. I hate that, JB. I hate that house voting together thing. I cannot stand it. I think it is the stupidest thing. I think it is so dumb to want it to be a unanimous vote. Like, who made that a thing? I just think that's stupid. Like, who made that a thing? I ain't never voting with the house unless I really want that person to go home. But I promise you, if I'm not vested and I know they already have the numbers, I ain't never telling nobody. I'm gonna sit there and play. Like, who was that did that last year? Was it what's his name? Starts with a T. Who was the one that did it last year that did that? It was Derek. Yeah, I promise you, if y'all waiting for me, every time y'all gonna be like, damn, who did it? I'll be like, who did that? I'm gonna be like Portia. Who did that? Every time. So anyway, overall for me, you guys, it was a great first episode. I thought it's something else that happened that I'm forgetting to bring up. I feel like it's something else I'm forgetting to bring up. But overall, I felt like, Derek started the house voting together. Yeah, I just didn't like that shit. I don't know if I remember. I'll say it's Sunday night. But I feel like I pretty much covered the episode. But I feel like it's something about one of the house guests I wanted to say. I feel like it was something about one of the house guests that I wanted to say. Honestly, I have no idea who the saboteur is, and I'm really not going to stress myself out about it because I don't think they're going to figure out who it is before the elimination. So I feel like it's going to be 18 people in the house, and eventually we'll know who it is. I ain't about to sit here and stress myself out about who it is. I think Vince is the obvious choice, and that's why I don't think it's him. I don't know who it is, but I don't think it's Vince, only because I just think it's obvious that, because it looks like his mustache is fake and he's being so extra and stuff, but I don't think it's Vince. I don't know who I think it is, but I definitely don't think it's Vince. Anyway, y'all, that was it. Don't forget, tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing this week's episodes of Beyond the Gates. This week was a pretty good week for Beyond the Gates, you guys. I thought this was going to be a week that I didn't like because it was going to be, y'all know how they do like every other week. So the week that is heavy with like the Ashley storyline, the Derek storyline, the Joey, Vanessa storyline. Usually those are the weeks that I get on my nerves. But actually this week was actually pretty good. So we'll be here tomorrow at 12 Eastern Standard Time to talk about it, myself and JB. So meet us here. Of course, Sunday night is the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1. And the Whether You Like It or Not panel Monday night is at the Citadel, Yarrell's house. Yeah. So that's what we got going on, you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.